All right, welcome back, everyone. We've tried this again. Technical difficulties, it does occur. Welcome to Bubble Man's World. Welcome to the Wake and Bake episode 86, and glad to have you all here. A little bit of problems with my phone. I'm finding that the encoder with the phone no longer works properly. I go live, it goes black. I turn it on, I go live again, and then it's flipped the phone vertical, which is not something I want personally. So I'm back, and we're making it work. For those of you that were wondering what I was holding up in the last photo, that was, of course, some Heavenly Days. I did show it earlier. I've got the green, God's Green Crack. I've got some Sweet Skunk rosin, and I've got some Congolese rosin. So all made from some lovely hashes, although maybe God's Green Crack was made from herb. I don't have that information. But I figured we'd open up a little and have some puff puffs. We'd have some puff puffs. Ah, yes, Jamaica. I am going to be bringing the drone to Jamaica, absolutely. You know, I went through some pictures earlier today. I had a man, I posted it on Facebook, actually. Some of my friends from the years of going to Jamaica, and there's some great people out there that I've been visiting with, and yeah, I thought it would be a cool post today. So if you're on my Facebook page, go check that out. Give thanks to Rastafari, the energy that brought many of the people into my life through Jamaica. Definitely was the Rastafarian vibes that I've always seemed to vibe out on. Oh, this shirt was a gift from Sabo Shen from Vape Exhale. We talked about Vape Exhale the other day. Keep it nice and close. I'm going to have a big Vape Exhale session here in the near future. And what we'll do is we'll invite Sabo in because he's just a very articulate speaker and he's very intelligent when it comes to the message that he's sharing. And that's who gave me the shirt. So thank you, Sabo. Thank you, thank you. Yes. In the meantime, why don't we have a little puff? We've opened up the Sweet Skunk. We're going to hit it up. We're going to hit it up. We need to wake the bake. All right, here we go. Little shards of goodness here in the Wake and Bake episode, well, 86. Hey, morning, Pharmacy Bros from Mendo. Hope life is good up there. I don't know who Jason S. is, Bingo Lombardi. I really don't. No sound? Come on. Anyone else have sound? What are we doing? If it wasn't Jamaica, why would I be wearing this hat? Tell us about your shirt. Well, I just told you about my shirt a little bit, right? The Can Athlete. I just want to make sure you can, okay, good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I needed to know, is that you guys all had sound and that we weren't just, you know, talking with no sound. So much love. I don't know what to tell you about my shirt other than what I just told you about. And it's best if Sable comes in and shares that information. I'm not sure where he's at today. Let's hit this, shall we? A little bit more of a wait. Get that low temp happening. Tell us a story, Uncle Bubble Man. That was a wicked rip. Love it when I damn near take the whole rip in one shot. That's what I'm looking forward to. Sometime on the low temp dabs, you end up getting like 50 rips out of the thing. Who is the pump? I am the pump. I should give some shit away today, shouldn't I? Because let's be honest, the pump isn't the pump if he's not giving shit away. The pump. What can we talk about? No, New Age Utopia. The giveaway has not happened yet. We're still on it. We're going to get something given away here in the near future. Oh, nice count of concentrates. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff hitting that green dragon, the real green dragon. We've had some great results with working with those guys so far. Very happy. I know Tony was happy as well. Even, well, we wouldn't even consider grabbing trim from just anyone, as we really mostly deal with with buds, but they had some really, really nice trim that I haven't seen in a long, like that we haven't seen in a long time. When you get people, focused on taking care, being OCD, really making sure you're paying attention. I mean, back in the day, I used to make the top quality with trim, but the trim was basically like nugget. It was the tiny little leaves just chopped off the buds, nothing else. So that trim produced incredible quality as well as yield. There was large surface area on such materials that you would get a lot of resin. You would get yields comparable to bud, for that matter. Well, Green Dragon's been doing work for a long time. They're 20 plus years around, so they're growers for certain. I don't know if they're breeding, but they're definitely grower. I just don't want to bother, Karsten. Honestly, every little bit that I've broken my rule and been like, oh, I'll send some, and then it gets lost, and then it's a nightmare, or then the VAT is 18%, and everyone cries like a baby, or they say, oh, don't put the real value because the VAT is so high, and then we send it without the real value, and it gets lost, and it's uninsured, and they want me to pay for it. These are some of the reasons why I'm not sending terpenes to Europe. From Canada. I wish it was easier. I wish this wasn't the case, but this is exactly the case. It's exactly what happens, and it's just not worth the energy, the stress of getting all choked and pissed off. But it is what it is. We're going on this banger. Well, David Forker, you are getting me live right now, bro, and so there we go. I know, Woody, I know, but trust me, the UK was the same way. People sending it to the UK, complaining about the VAT, or when it gets lost and the real amount isn't on there and they spent $1,000. You don't owe me an apology, Kyle. I'm not even sure why you would say that, but whatever, dude. If you feel like you've done me wrong, just do me right. Don't do me wrong anymore, and we're good to go. You don't even have to. No, yeah, salt and ISO isn't as good. It's true. There's a rig on my ant. Chalice Chugger. That's exactly what I was looking for today. What size t-shirt are you? So I can get this damn giveaway over with. Chalice Chugger with the win. With the thoughtful, unique, funny, inspiring. What is your... Yeah, just do me right, man. I did say that. I certainly didn't mean it in the way I think you were thinking. Chalice Chugger. Medium. All right, brother. I think I do have a medium with your name on it right here. There's your shirt. There it is. There's your shirt, bro. So if you wouldn't mind, this is a medium, sending me an email at bcbubbleman@icloud.com with your address, and I will send out all the other things I still haven't sent out. I think there's 4 or 5 of them sitting on the table now. I try. Yes, I have seen that, Justin. Good stuff. I put it together when you told me. I put it together once you told me. I'm going to be filming at the Karma Cup. You know, last year I got very busy, and here's the thing. I'll try to film at the Karma Cup the best that I can. I think I'm speaking, so I'll probably film that. Just put a camera up on a tripod. But I'm not sure how much else I'll get to film. Maybe some sessions, maybe a quick walk around and some interviews with the people that are around, or at least Sarah, who's throwing it. And I am going to Jamaica prior to the Karma Cup, so I will be in Jamaica this month, and I'll be visiting the acreage. I'll be visiting a process facility, a bottling plant, and a packaging facility. We'll be visiting the doctors' conference, so we'll get to talk to a lot of the different doctors about how they view cannabis as a medicine in Jamaica and what the future is going to bring. And hey, do you still do videos with Dan? I'm not sure who Dan is, Austin Lafrez. I might still do videos with Dan, but right off the top of my head, I don't know who that is. Yeah, Jamaica Wake and Bakes, the Island Haze, they are going to be bomber. Johnny B's coming with me. Johnny B's going to be telling his patient story to the doctors and bringing his crazy information with his x-rays and all the doctors. I think he's got like a 21-page thing that explains exactly everything that he's gone through right now. And of course, Tony V is going to be in the house. Our partners will be there prior to that in Kingston at a different doctors conference, training them. a couple of representatives from United Cannabis. And so we're really just all in all super excited about how this is going to be coming together here slowly but surely. It's true, Adam smokes a lot. It is hard to do videos while at one of those events. It's very hard. I'll be there, K&AK. It'll be hard for you not to meet me. I'll have a booth and you just come right up to it and introduce yourself and we'll have met. We'll probably puff a terp dip dab and we'll go from there. Could you repeat your email one more time? I know I'm a stoner. No problem, Chalice Chugger. My email is bcbubbleman@icloud.com. That is my email. What's going on, weed nerd? When you need organic help in Jamaica, well, we have a pretty incredible organic gardener, Ernie, who is our master gardener. He is, he grew for River Rock. I guess he, you know, I guess like Scott from Rare Dankness, Dread Smokes Weed, and a couple other growers would have been under Ernie. It was Ernie's sort of grow that he was overlooking, and those guys were helping and operating it back in the day. And so he's an exceptional grower. And then we might be getting the Skunk Man Sam to come out and do some, you know, some breeding for us. So yeah, Ernie is very good. Put it this way, all the herb that, you know, Jibs and Ken, the Melts, the Trichome Heavy Extracts guys, a lot of that herb back in the day was being produced by Ernie and his knowledge. So he knows how to grow big monster plants. He knows how to do micro teas and brews, and he's good to go, man. Ernie is a great fucking grower. I'm like, as a hash maker, those are the kind of growers that I want to make hash for. I don't want to have to go through 100 people that think they're good and need me to explain through the bags and the hash that I make that in fact that they're not. People don't want to hear that shit. They get aggressive about it. And the reality is the bags are the word of God when it comes to the quality of what you've created, because it's producing a purity that is the only way you could tell that quality of product, by purifying it. I don't know what I see the evolution of weed in North America in the next 20 years. I mean, you know, I'd love to see it available everywhere. I'd love to see it available everywhere. And if that's the case, a lot will happen to it. It might get pigeonholed down to 3 different things, but it might expand even more than it is today and be, you know, hemp was always about being about 50,000 commercial products. We always bragged about hemp because it had 50,000 commercial products. Well, cannabis will easily have 50,000 cultivars, 50,000 terpene profiles. I mean, the amounts that the ratios exist in and how they change and how many terpenes there are and rare ones that barely exist anymore, and in the ratios with the cannabinoids, there are endless possibilities, way more than 50,000. So it really becomes about who wants to go into that mystery and find something unique and amazing, because there's a lot to be found. You know, let's be honest, not that many people have focused their attentions on breeding cannabis. It's true. B-Man, the pump, the hammer, translating the word of God. Big squirrel nuts. You always put a smile on my face. First, because I read your name, and then that makes me laugh. Then I see your avatar. I don't even know if that's you, but you look like a character. Definitely like someone I would hang out with on the regular. And so appreciate it. I appreciate your humor. I do appreciate most of your humors and all of your energy. So thanks for coming in, guys. B-Man, why do some Jamaicans grow males with the females? Is it for seeds? Well, some are doing it for seeds. Obviously, some are doing it because they don't know how to get rid of the males, how to call the males quick enough. Some just sneak up on them. So some are very good. It's just like anything. The people who are hyper aware, the people who are paying more attention, they do a better job. And that's just like, obviously, even if it's something as simple as cleaning a window. If you don't pay that much attention and you don't go tight into the corners, you'll leave water droplets in the corners. Maybe if you're using not a rag, but an actual window cleaner, and you leave too much of a space between cleans, you'll actually leave a strip of water. People do that. But then there's other people that can't do that because all they see are the imperfections. they're looking so hard and they're so focused that they would never leave an imperfection like that. Imperfections are screaming to them. And the cleaner they get it, the louder the imperfection screams. Screams, you understand? Screams is kind of like a little Freudian slip there, as I'm doing a metaphor for cleaning resin, but talking about cleaning a window. Anyway, squeegee, there you go. The squeege. Imperfections. They should use DC glass cleaner, right? And that's what's happening, Samuel Bench. If you check every plant, it depends on how OCD you are. It depends on how much attention you're paying to do this. Just another day getting better here, my friend. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I wish I could get my boss to understand that. I'm not even sure how to figure out how to convince people to understand anything. I think you can just repeat things and then live things, and then eventually it'll be written in the newspaper, and then those people will come to you and be like, hey, did you hear about this? And you'll be like, yeah, I've been telling you that and living that for 20 years. And they're like, oh shit, well, I just saw it in the paper, so it's real now. It's kind of how some people are living. It is what it is. Probably not the best idea. Anyone have a good strain for bipolar 2? It's a tough one. Tough one. You know, any type of those has anxiety or mental, you know, where it's a feeling, where it's in your head, where you're like, I'm sure cannabis could be good for bipolar, manic depression, all those things, but I would definitely be like, be careful and be wary, and of course don't, particularly with bipolar, because one of the things bipolar does is you want to have a really good support system, and you want to have people that you trust and believe, so that when you go, you know, potentially if you go manic, if you go really this high-end energy, it's good to have some people that you can trust and believe who are saying, hey, you got to come down, that's not the right. And so if you have those people in your life, then I think it's safe to try all sorts of forms of cannabis and find the one that's right for you, but make sure that you don't get lost in it, and that, you know, well, I'm sure you know yourself better than anyone. That's just, it's a tough one. Mental illnesses are always a tough one, because they're so in the head. I need another rip? Well, let's have another rip. I mean, shit. I won't say no to another rip. Maybe a rip and a terp dip. Why not? Yeah, for sure, Chris Tank. So you want to make sure that you have good people around you that you're able to do that in. And definitely we know one thing, and I would not normally say this, but, you know, my father-in-law was sick with mental illness most of his life. And a lot of those pills that were prescribed to him, I don't really feel, you know, and I would never really tell anyone to not take pharmaceutical pills, because to each their own. We have to look at all the options that we have, but make sure that you do your research and look at all the options, and make sure that that it's good for you and it's good for the people around you, because it is some scary shit. Yeah, bong rep, mother lovers. As D420K would say. We've got 236 people. That's pretty good. I'll send a little message out and we'll see what happens. How do you judge your terpenes on your plant? Well, I mean, one of the easiest ways for sure is to extract them. That really shows you what you've got. Just like anything, just like the hash making, it's gonna let. Oh yeah, POV? And how did that go? What would I like to know? Do I like Star Wars? And if yes, who was my favorite character? I swear to God, I must have been like 5 or 6 years old the first time I saw Star Wars. And now that it's gotten so complex and there's so many different levels to it, to me, first of all, Star Wars was the 4, 5, and 6. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. That is Star Wars to me. All this other stuff, I don't know. It trips me out. I'm old. And who my favorite character is? Well, come on. It's got to be Han Solo, man. He was smuggling shit. He was getting people the shit they needed that, you know, the rule makers decided that they couldn't have. So you gotta like, of course, Yoda's classic, but Han Solo was smuggling shit in the Millennium Falcon, or not the Millennium Falcon. What was the, what's the name of his ship? Yeah, well, it's true, Raymond Cowell. And I mean, it might sound funny by saying that mental illness, that's tough. They're so in the head. But it's what I meant by that is that because it's in your head and people can't see it, and it's not quite diagnosable like a tumor, right? Or something visual on your skin or in your body, holding yourself a certain way, skeletal, whatever. It's tough because people don't have the same level of compassion and empathy for people who are sick with bipolar or manic or other mental illnesses. So that's what I'm saying about that. It might sound like funny the way you wrote it, but really I wasn't meaning it to sound funny at all. I was meaning it to sound very sort of serious in the sense that if maybe we had a little more empathy and compassion for those suffering with mental illness, the way we would if someone had a giant tumor growing out of their neck, I think it might be easier on people who are suffering with mental illness. So that's what I think. I don't think that, I think people are afraid of mental illness. And because they're afraid of it, they tend to sometimes be angry instead of compassionate. But I don't, I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not too sure. Bellman, even if I have to pay, can I set up Skype to talk to you? Well, I mean, I'm sure we could probably do a Skype talk. It really depends. Look, I don't like to try and be like the guy who tries to charge people to talk to them, but I have an enormous amount of people writing me messages and stuff. And one-to-one, it's fine. And people who are wanting to learn and educate, I feel like that's always going to be something I spend my time on. However, when I realize that it's a company, a commercial enterprise, something that they're doing for a living, well, then it seems like it's fair that it's a consulting gig and that there's pay being involved. So, do you make most of your decisions out of intuition or gut feeling? Well, intuition and gut feeling are definitely there. I watch for the coincidences. I watch for these experiences that I myself have for sure manifested that in my brain are like, oh, that's weird. I just had this happen, you know, like things that align in a weird sort of coincidental manner, I see great value in. And I never ignore meeting anyone. So, you know, that's another kind of key thing, that if you're only trying to meet people who you think can help your agenda and you look at them as a certain level of person and the people who are below that you're ignoring, you're going to miss a great deal of stuff. Because personally, I find the majority of the really magic that happens in my life happens from random people that are not known, or would you could never think of them at a certain level. They're just a neutral person you've never met. When you give these people the time, you'll see that they're actually people you manifested into your life. And now it's up to you to recognize that. It's kind of hard to put into words, but well, that's it. I pet Medzi, and I want to share my truths with people. That's why I do this all the time. But then people have specific questions that they want to ask me for their time. And it's like I said, if it's like, oh, I'm helping my dad try to beat his cancer or something, I'll spend hours with that person. But if it's for a commercial enterprise, it just seems fair that I'm pretty comfortable talking about gardening big squirrel nuts. You remind me of my best friend that died. Wow. That's crazy, Andrew Burby. Sorry to hear about your best friend that died, but I'm glad I remind you of him a little bit. Who's to know? Maybe he's in here a little bit, giving me inspirations, because I definitely feel like wherever I'm getting my inspirations from, it's like from another place other than me, like it comes to me. And so give thanks for cannabis being one of the most incredible facilitators of reality manifestation, you know, a facilitator of positivity and a facilitator of just great vibes. Irie vibes, as they say in Jamaica. I want to share some of my Jamaica photos with you guys, man, because I was taking some today. And let me see where I put them. Oh, I put them in the CRD. That's where I put them. So these are some pictures I've taken so many years ago now. This is these are the first two dudes that ever made bubble, that I ever made bubble with in Jamaica. Now, I made a batch that I didn't photograph, and then they made this batch after watching me. So here, check this out. Boom. What do you think of them apples? How cool is that? Those are the OG bubble makers right there, James and his helper. James is on the right. Really incredible Rastafarian, man, like totally inspirational dude. Let me get another one open for you here. Red is another inspirational dude. Show this picture of Red. Let me see where you're at, Red. All right. Here we go. Boom, there's Red. I'm not sure why I'm showing all this other shit. I'm kind of failing at this, but old school Red. Making me feel, there we go. Let's see if I can get the rest of you guys. What did I even do with you guys? I had the chat and now, oh, there we go. There we go. Let me try one more. Ziggy. Ziggy won the Cannabis Cup last year or 2 years ago in Jamaica. Here we go. That's what I want to show you right there. So there's Ziggy and I. This is in Orange Hill. You can see the soil in the background is orange with good reason. And those are a 20-gallon set of bubble bags that I'm passing his way. It would be 15 years later that I would see him on stage at the Cannabis Cup, me winning best product, first place with bubble bags, him winning first place for best bubble hash almost 20 years later. Really, really great guy right there, let me tell you. That's not Ziggy Marley. That is Ziggy, me brethren from Orange Hill. So let me give you one more. Then we got, who else we got? We got Bongo Roach. Bongo Roach. Where are you at, Bongo? Chilling with Bongo. Let's see if we can't get the screen share happening here. So this is also about 15 or 16 years ago. Chilling with Bongo Roach. And also giving him a set of bubble bags. He was a medicine man, so he was making all sorts of different medicines from different plants and coconut oils. And yeah, well, that's almost 20 years ago. That is damn near almost 20 years ago. What else we got? Oh, we got the doctor. Got to give thanks to the doctor. These were some of my original videos with this gentleman. He has the dreadlocks that go down all the way to the ground, like way to the floor. They're like 7. I smoke with all these guys, of course. Are you kidding me, man? Come on. The whole reason they were spending time with me and not thinking I was just some whacked out tourist is because I was there making hash. I was a medicine man. You understand? I'm teaching this Bongo Roach guy who's like a revered medicine man in Jamaica. I'm teaching him how to make bubble hash and giving him bags and not asking for anything in return. This is my brother Mikey. We call him the doctor. We're at his grow that's on top of a mountain. Everything in the picture he carried up on his head, including 55-gallon drums. I brought Remo here. I brought Pete Brady from Cannabis Culture here. I brought all sorts of people to meet with Mikey. He was just an absolute beautiful person, grew absolute fire, and even Skunkman Sam smoked the resin and met these guys as well, and he loved it too. So it was the real deal. How about the sativa days back in Jamaica where you could actually go into a field and see a sativa or a narrow leaf drug cultivar? How about that? Oh yeah. There we go. So yeah, just sharing a little bit of pictures with you guys, you know, figured it was kind of a short little wake and bake today. I don't know how long we've been on for already, but it's probably been close to half an hour. Maybe we'll do one more dab. And we'll call it a day. I hope you guys are going to have a good day. Saturday. Tomorrow is Hash Church, and I would like to tell you that you should be there for it. It's going to be a good one, like a really, really good one. So come to Hash Church tomorrow. I'm going to start the link right after we end this, so I would appreciate it if you take that YouTube link and you share it throughout your social medias. Let's see how many people we can get watching live on Hash Church tomorrow. It's going to be a top 10, maybe top 5, maybe top 3. I don't know. That's saying a lot. There's been 146 episodes, but it's going to be a good one. And I'd hate for any of you to miss it. Not that it would matter, because it will be recorded and you'll be able to watch it on YouTube anytime afterwards. Well, what do you mean? I am giving you a hint, Octo Tom. I'm telling you it's going to be a super awesome episode. That should be a hint right there, enough to tell you that you should be there. Now, in the meantime, let's do this. What do we got? 234 people watching right now. Thank you, everyone, for coming and hanging out, puffing bowls with me on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Well, it's not afternoon yet, but so you're on the East Coast, then it is. Then it's afternoon. I'll be there. Whoa, this shit just cracked into shards. I'm doing well, Marcus. Thank you. What you smoking on? I'm smoking on some Congolese rosin, a little Congo bongo. And I think it's about to go down here very soon. Let's do it. I don't remember. The last email I thought you sent me, Chase, was asking if you could send me your book and sign it. And I just was like, I don't want to have the responsibility, if you don't mind. Like I said, if you meet me anywhere, I think I went through this, and if this was the email you were referring to, I'll gladly sign something at Karma Cup or at one of the events that I'm working. I just don't want the responsibility of like my kid destroying it or me losing it or spacing, resending it. So thank you, brother. Little wheeze in there. There we go. Well, I can't wait to be wake and baking from Jamaica here soon. I'll try to do some good ones. Get some good friends. We'll get Prophecy to do maybe a little wake and bake sing song. Maybe even Richie Spice would do it. I know he's sure talented as fuck. It would be great to have either one of those guys come on the Wake and Bake show and play a little song for you guys. I'll have to ask them. I don't think it'll be too hard. It's such good vibes. Such good vibes when I'm there. I truly love Jamaica. Truly, truly, truly love it. Oh, yeah. Unlimited amounts, Sticks. Unlimited amounts. Wait until that greenhouse is rocking. Anyway, everybody, thanks for coming in today and sharing your time with us. I did receive your email, he who won the prize. So why don't I leave you with may the full melt bless your bowl sooner than later. And we'll talk to you then. Peace, everybody. Hey, what's up? You got me a lot.